Hey, good evening, guys. I'm here tonight. I'm gonna do a little pre-trial practice. Tomorrow we have the 7 words of the crucifixion of Christ, and I wanted to make this super brief, maybe 5 minutes at the most. Talk about this topic and word with you, so that way you guys could get me prepared for tomorrow. It's gonna be in the book of John, chapter 19, and it's going to be verse 30. I don't actually have to read all of it because the second part of it is actually the 7 words, so I'm going to stop at a certain part. But like I said, it's going to be John 19:30, and it says as follows. It says, when Jesus had received, I'm sorry, when he had received the drink, Jesus said, "It is finished." And so this is the sixth word of the seven words that he said that at his resurrection. I mean, it's the resurrection, his crucifixion. And I was looking at this, and I got the idea from someone that it could be compared to us, in a way where we try our best to be efficient, but we fail at it sometimes, right? And man, we could be almost perfect at times, right? And I was putting an example of the fact that I'm a tennis coach, right? And we just finished literally last night our tennis season, our spring season, and in a devastating way, by the way. But I had a lot of stuff to do this semester, like this spring season. Like, I don't have an assistant coach, and that's besides the point, right? But I had to prepare bus tickets. I had to get meals ready. I had to make sure that I turned in lineups. I had to make sure that I had put in for payments. I had to make sure that we had everything packed. I had to make sure that we had paperwork, and we had an infinite amount of things. So by the time that I left, for example, if our tournament was on Thursday, by the time I left on Wednesday night, before I walked out of my room, I was like, all right, I think I'm done. So I was all happy, right? Walked away, got to a tournament, on the bus, whatever, right? And then sometimes, many times, be like, oh no, I forgot the tax form. Or like, I meant to buy Gatorades for the kids for the last tournament yesterday, and we got there in the morning. I was like, oh man, I forgot to get to. So there's always a detail that I forget. Me myself, right, as a coach, I forget, and I don't do it on purpose, right? But it's just a lot of things for one person, right? And I'm a human. I'm not making excuses, but we are human, right? And so I was comparing it this because when Christ was on this cross, man, I mean, he obviously was not in the best shape ever, but every detail he still paid attention to, every single detail, and you see that in the previous words, which I'm not gonna repeat because that's what they were. That's what the other people are gonna do. But it definitely gives you comfort that Jesus is not like us, and he takes care of every detail, guys, all the way to the moment where he had to say, hey, it is finished, making the ultimate sacrifice for us to be able to have eternal life. And that's comforting because he still continues to do that in our lives. He still continues to take care of every single detail in our lives before that situation ends, because he's in control. As long as obviously we let him be in control, he's going to take care of us. And that's very comforting, right? And that should be very comforting for us. That, I mean, obviously this portion, right? We're never happy when someone's suffering, right? But he was suffering for us. He was suffering for us, and we should do our best not to take it for granted and know that, hey, he was, even though in the biggest pain ever, he was taking care of every single detail for us. And when it was all said and done, he was like, hey, it is finished. And he went, and he got us to be able to go to heaven through grace, versus us having to do stuff like sacrifice our bodies. I mean, obviously we have to sacrifice ourselves to follow him, but I'm saying not hang on a cross like he did, right? And so leave us with that thought, right? Like, hey, we should really pay attention, and we should really value the fact that he paid attention to every detail to the very last second for us and sacrificed his life for us to be able to have eternal life. All right, I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a good weekend.